Welcome, everybody. Today we are at the Bethel Woods Woodstock Museum. We're going to see some peace
and love.
So we're going to get into it and do a quick museum tour and talk about some of the things we see and explore some of the hippie stuff from back then.
In the summer of 1969, on a quiet dairy farm in Bethel, New York, history was made. What was supposed to be a modest music festival quickly became one of the most iconic cultural moments of the 20th century, also known as Woodstock. Over the course of 3 unforgettable days, more than 400,000 people gathered here for peace, music, and a sense of unity that defined a generation. Legends like Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and The Who took the stage, creating moments that still echo through music history today. Now, 50 years later, at this very site, we are at the Bethel Woods Center for the Arts and Museum, a place where the spirit of Woodstock still lives on. Through immersive exhibits, original artifacts, and powerful stories, the museum that brought legendary music is back to life. Today, we're stepping on the same grounds where it all happened to explore the legacy, the music, and the message that made Woodstock more than just a concert. It became a movement. Inside of the museum, you're not just looking at the history, but you're actually stepping into it. From the moment you start walking through the halls, you're surrounded by immersive exhibits that recreate the sights, the sounds, and the emotions of that legendary 1969 weekend. You'll also see authentic festival artifacts like vintage clothing, original instruments, and even pieces of the stage that hosted icons like Jimi Hendrix, Jefferson Airplane, Janis Joplin. But the museum actually goes beyond the music. It dives into the culture of the 1960s, exploring the social movements, political tensions, and the spirit of change that defined a generation. There's also interactive displays throughout that let you listen to performances, hear personal stories from different festival goers, and experience what it felt like to be part of something truly historic. Coming up, you're going to see a beautifully restored Volkswagen microbus. It's literally a rolling canvas of color, peace, signs, and freedom that perfectly captured the vibe of Woodstock. These vans weren't just for transportation back then, they were a way of life. And then right alongside it, you'll actually see a classic Volkswagen Beetle, another symbol of simplicity and individuality in the late 1960s. And the colors on it just pop and really show that 60s vibe.
I'm just taking in, I love the colors.
Yeah, it's so cool. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Jimi Hendrix, Mick Jagger, Sam Cooke, Janis Joplin. The bus. This is what, I'm so excited to see this. There's nobody here. There, we'll go. Let's look at the outside first, and then we'll come to the inside. Because look at punch bug hippie, no punchbacks.
Cheater.
I love this. I love all of this.
This is so good.
Oh, that's cool. There's like a
Oh, yeah.
on the bus itself. There's like a screen. Oh, you know what? I bet you see it from the inside. This must be a little theater. Look at this. Look at the beads in the windows.
Oh, yeah, look at it.
This is amazing.
If you look at some of the old
Wow, look at this.
see cars littered all the way up and down the median where they were pulling over the car and then
Let's go up and take a look.
Bring your tickets or anything, because there's no way they can.
And as we got closer, there were more and more of these kids walking around the safe, my friends. It's like the Pied Piper.
Despite the chaos, there was
Sitting in
neither
an old
violence
bus.
or serious incident on the road.
And see, it's hard to see us, but we're hanging out in this bus.
People
What do you
continued
think
to
of this
travel to
thing?
Woodstock
It's
all weekend.
beautiful.
And by Saturday, the Woodstock Music Festival.
There's
was
like
the
beaded
third largest
curtains.
city in the
There's
world. And I
like
remember
tie-dye
buildings held out
tapestries
in
and stuff
photo
above us, and there's a
big
film
top.
playing behind us here too with a seat and everything. This has to be a vintage bus.
Yeah.
The colors are amazing. Bender. Oh, I thought this was like who made this. So neat. Imagine just sitting in that thing. You get a good view of it here too. Enter to win a signed guitar. We'll have to enter that.
It's donate to the nonprofit.
I still can't get over how cool this bus is. Whoever painted it did such a nice job. That's who signed that? Wow. I think we're in between shows right now, but like, holy crap. I don't think that the video is going to do this room justice.
No.
Oh, you got 53 seconds. I feel like I'm on a field trip.
Yeah.
I spotted this guitar as soon as we turned the corner. Guitar owned by Richie Havens. Guild D40. Yeah. You know, it's the cleanest glass I think I've ever seen on a display. I agree with you. Look at all the turquoise on that.
I think that's the outfit he's wearing.
I think so, yeah. You know, I don't know anything by him, at least that I know of. We'll have to look up some of the stuff.
She's Cindy with the black hair and sister.
I'm sorry I was too untogether.
To remember to ask for your address, please call. Love, Dan.
On the back of a plate later in the week. Susan, meet you here Saturday. And that looks like it's like written in blood, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So these are like all notes they found. Yeah, handwritten messages from that were found in the crowd. That's pretty crazy. That's another thing too. I'd like to learn like more about where they're like.
I'm in the following location.
That's insane. Susan must have been a fun one to be around. Shot on a keyboard, so there must have been a keyboard in here at one point. That's no longer here.
Story about the keyboard.
Okay.
Keyboard player donated to the museum.
Yeah.
During COVID, he kind of hit on some hard times. He had to ask for his accident sign, which they really should take the sign and cover it up at this
point. COVID got everybody in some way.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know about that. Thank you.
Yeah. Recommend to them that they should really take the sign.
Yeah, I'll need something new there. So this is cool. Look at explore the grounds, touch here and drag. Look at that. Oh, whoa, that's awesome. So, 2, 1. Okay, so it's like if I don't know what I'm touching. Oh, this is touchscreen.
So I think you put these on.
Oh, and it tells you a little bit about that area. I can hear stuff, yeah. Festival is an opportunity to live by their own rules, free from mainstream morals and restrictions. Drugs were easily obtained, that they were. Death comes to the festival. Amid peace and love, 2 tragic deaths occurred. 17-year-old Ray Mizsak of Trenton, New Jersey, accidentally run over in his sleeping bag. Oh my gosh. And then 18-year-old Richard Beeler, a Marine from Long Island, died at a hospital from a drug complication. Wow. When did they get to Limp Bizkit? The hog farm.
The hog farm commune were a bunch of misfits, all living together, helping each other out, experiencing life together. It was a beautiful commune.
We were approached by Stan Goldstein and said, well, how'd you like to do this music festival in New York State? We said, well, we're in New Mexico. He said, that's all right. We'll fly you in an Astrojet. We figured he was like, one took over the line and we thought nothing of it.
The phone rings and it's Bonnie Jean Rodney saying they want us to come with the hog farm to work there at Woodstock and, help with the food and all that stuff they do.
I dealt with it, but Pomeroy, the 10-man who was in charge of security, I had a lot to do with him because he was trying to set up a liaison with New York State Police.
Woodstock Dancers hired Wes Collins, who had a reputation for handling large crowds without confrontation. Former Police Chief Pomeroy wrote a detailed security plan for peacekeeping at the festival, including the creation of the Peace Reserve Corps.
These little video things are really cool.
But I definitely felt like I got just cool.
Yeah, this is the one where the people who were in the show talk about it. This is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
It's a 21-minute film.
I'm excited about that. So it starts in 26 minutes. So right now it's 11:04. Get this down here. It's hitting my neck. I think this is my favorite whole section of the whole museum. I love the flowers on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Here, stand in front of that bus so I get you. Nice. What?
Your turn.
I did in school, everything's very new all the way around. Thank you all again. We'll just keep going.
You had to let go of any preconceptions you had about how it was going to be. We were just living
I
in
love
awe.
that punch plug too.
Mm-hmm.
Good, you can take over for a while. I'm vlogging, bro.
I like how all of these ones though have different things you can listen to and like learn a little bit. 'Cause, like I didn't even see this before. Like festival, a lot of handwritten notes. That's pretty neat. Here, look at this. Look at the prices of this. $6 for Friday, $6 Saturday, $6 for Sunday. To see all of those. Like, and I mean, nobody really knew who they were seeing at the time. Like, I mean, they did, but like compared to the impact that they have now.
Right.
Planning.
Oh, it's planning.
So it looks like it's showing times. Like here, yeah, look at who's gonna come on. Sweetwater, Tim Hardin, Richie Havens, the guitar we looked at before. Santana, Creedence Clearwater, The Grateful Dead, Janis Joplin, The Who, Jefferson Airplane, Joe Cocker, Sha-Na-Na, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and then looks like the end all be all is.
Look at
Jimi
11:35.
And the funny thing about Jimi Hendrix is that he would, so his bandana, he would take a razor blade and he would slit his forehead, and then he would put acid inside of his bandana and put his bandana on so that he'd get the trip the whole time he played. Isn't that insane? I think that's like one of the craziest things if you think about that. I love the colors. Like the colors of everything are so bright. What's this? Passenger list. Here, Travel Manifest. One of the first groups hired to help at the festivals and at the hog farm. We just looked at that. A well-known commune in New Mexico. Dozens of commune members listed here in the Travel Manifest flew from Albuquerque to New York City. People would have wrote notes for you back in the day.
You're crazy.
They said, Candy, meet me at the big pile of hog shit. It seems like this whole area is just loaded with beautiful colors. Different albums from back in the day. Otis Redding, Cheap Thrills. Different pictures. The museum also has these little tucked away theater areas, which are pretty amazing. Yeah. I think that's the same guitar we were looking at before. Yeah, Richie Havens. Go look some of his stuff up. There's a hog farm member. flag is cool. I didn't see that as a way in. It's amazing. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All different kinds of radios and records. Sonny and Cher, Rolling Stones. Petula Clark, The Animals.
Style changed in ways that shocked their parents and grandparents. As the protest movement spread outwards, so too did the look of counterculture. By the mid to late 1960s, both men and women around the country were increasingly abandoning the hang-ups of the previous decade. The Beatles' evolving image mirrored this societal shift.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
Movies in the late 60s both reflected the relaxing of inhibitions and encouraged these cultural changes.
No, man, Ryder. This is grass. You mean marijuana?
On Broadway, crowds flooded into this productions of Hair.
1960, Kennedy elected. Bye Bye Birdie opens in New York. U-2 spy plane incident. Muhammad Ali wins the light heavyweight boxing gold medal in the Olympics. 1961, the Berlin Wall is constructed. Fidel Castro warns Cuban audience about the dangers of American imperialism. Feels like nothing has changed, right? West Side Story soundtrack was released, so at least they had that going for them. The Twist by Chubby Checker. John Glenn, first American to orbit the Earth. Kennedy speaks at the Berlin Wall. United States and the Soviet Union reached the brink of war over nuclear missiles in Cuba. President Kennedy was assassinated in 1963. Puff the Magic Dragon. What a song. Such a sad song. I listened to that again not long ago. Yeah, he was end of 63. The British Invasion. My wife's favorite band, the Beatles. Listened to them the whole ride here upon her request.
Oh, yeah.
Martin Luther King Jr. won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. The Byrds released Mr. Tambourine Man. That's a good song. James Brown released a Brand New Bag. President Johnson announces a troop buildup in Vietnam. Race riots break out in Watts. Bob Dylan releases Like a Rolling Stone. I do not like Bob Dylan. And the Mamas and the Papas release California Dreamin'. It's a fantastic song. Beach Boys release Pet Sounds. The Monkees TV. Boy, I love the Monkees. They're so good. Summer of Love. Jimi Hendrix burns his guitar in the Monterey International Pop Festival. Thurgood Marshall. That's really cool. Martin Luther King Jr. is assassinated in 1968. Soviet invasion invades Czechoslovakia, ends the spring, Prague Spring. Democratic National Convention in Chicago marred by clashes between protesters and police. Once again, here we are in 2026 and nothing changes. Easy Rider opens in the U.S. Neil Armstrong walks on the moon, or did he? Charles Manson's family murders 7 people in Los Angeles. That's still crazy. 4 fans are killed during the Altamont Music Festival. So, and then they have this picture from a soundstage in California. Best thing in there, yep, my favorite. That's a great album. When I first started playing guitar, I listened to that album a lot. And there's the Sgt. Pepper's one. So the whole thing about the whole Paul is dead, like there's supposed to be clues and different things, like his bass is laid out on the flowers, like it's supposed to, like, because he was supposedly killed in like 67 in a car crash and they just replaced him because the band was so big. Whether that's true or not, we'll never know. There's Goldie Hawn. Back in her laughing days too. Oh, it actually says laughing on there. That's pretty cool. My brother and I used to watch those infomercials that would come on at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was one for the midnight special, and then Laugh-In, all stuff from the 60s that they put on VHS tapes at the time. You could buy them.
All right. All joking aside, this gift shop here was really cool. You could get all kinds of retro and hippie things like candles, guitar picks, magnets, t-shirts, necklaces, pieces of the actual stage from Woodstock, and anything else you can think of.
I feel like we're supposed to be whispering because it's like a library. But the whole place was amazing so far. The colors, the bus was my favorite still.
If it wasn't raining, we'd do the golf cart tours and stuff.
I think we'll come back and do that because I want to see that, and I think they'll even take you to like the stage area and stuff too.
They have 2 or 3 different tours that aren't much money to add on.
No.
And you can go out right to the stage. There's a couple, like I said, if you go on their website, there's 2 or 3 different, they call them golf cart tours. Mm-hmm. And then there's one that's a VIP. I know that one was like $40.
But again, if you're only going to come out one time, I mean, it was what, $22 to get in.
After tax and stuff, it was $45,
I think, total or something like that. And then it's like an additional $5 per person for somebody to like walk you through the museum and kind of show you everything. We just did a self-guided, and then I think we'll come back and do the outside stuff when it's nicer out.
Yeah.
What an incredible day we had here at the Bethel Woods Center for the Arts. The music, the memories, and everything will have something that we will never forget. The museum did a really amazing job bringing the history to life, really not just showing you what happened, but making you feel like you were actually there that day. It's a place that still carries the spirit of peace, love, and music after all of these years. So if you ever get a chance to come out and visit, it's definitely worth it. And if you enjoyed coming along with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and we will catch you on the next adventure.